Good evening, hatchlings and wormlings, and welcome to another exciting session of Here Be Dragons. I'm Philip, your Dragon Master, and surrounding me, here be dragons. Roar hello, dragons.
Roar
hello.
There we go.
We're not dragons.
You're dragonborn, it's close enough.
Disagree.
Also, in
My
your
lack
heart,
of flight disagrees heavily.
in
Yes.
your heart, you are still dragons. You are
That's
dragons
actually
who are
very
simply
true.
in the form of
That's
other
true.
things. So, all good. I hope everyone is having a lovely Sunday evening wherever you may find yourselves. I'll do a couple of shout outs to Minnesota Twins for gifting some subs. We had an anonymous gifter of a bunch of subs. We also had Zane Swords, Instagram's best sword account, gifted a bunch of subs. And I want to thank Book and Dagger, check this out, for subscribing for a year to this channel, because we've had this channel for a year. Weird.
Yeah.
I feel, to me, it's like 10 months max.
Well, we're like starting the teething phase of this channel now.
That's true. If this channel was a baby, there would be object permanence. The beginnings of it, I think, right? That's at a year.
It was six
About a year.
months.
When do babies start smoking?
6 months
Is
at
that
the latest.
6 months? I thought it was 18 months. Okay, cool.
When they can have the grip strength to hold the cigarette.
Oh, babies. Oh, babies and their cigarettes. Well, those are some cool images in my mind. Let's talk about your horde, you dragons, which increased last week. Well done. You currently have 46,472 platinum pieces worth of horde. You are close to no longer being like underwater, aside from the stuff you sort of owe, and you are now only 68,529 platinum pieces from level 7. That's honestly pretty within reach if you guys, start really, because this wasn't like a treasure trove. This was just a pit you guys raided. There are these if you go to these pyramids there and survive the terrors within, you're gonna get bank. Speaking of pits and terrors, yes, our dragons who fled from their home of Wyrmloth, they have gone on adventures in the Feywild, in the Fairylands, in the Shadowfell, the world of shadows. They have made numerous deals with all sorts of entities, some in friendly nature, such as their Archfey patron Archie, some more malevolent, such as Bill Bluster, another Archfey, some more neutral, such as whatever it is they have going on with the Umbral Court in the Shadow World. In any event, our dragons crossed paths with a rogue named Emniel and Ozmar, and rogues are literally the worst. Case in point, she baited them into following her into the Dreadlands, whence mortals venture, seldom do they return. The Dreadlands are a part, of course, of the world of Shadow that are divided up into these domains where Dark Lords hold sway. Our dragons rather quickly decided to kind of just brush the sand off their shoulders and just kind of see what they could make for themselves, even though they have been, and now they have more pronounced shoulders as they have been transformed from dragons into dragonborn. They eventually found an encampment of Brickborn who lived out kind of in the ruins of an old destroyed temple rather than going to the beautiful gold-covered city they saw in the distance, or any of the numerous sort of pyramids that dot the landscape. Speaking to these Brickborn, they convinced the Brickborn, especially with the help of one of the Brickborn named Eldo, that they were the chosen ones, who sort of were here to save the land and his prophecies. Upon hearing that, he was able to find a lot of support for that in his prophecies. They ventured down into the pit of Oshtar that belonged to a former entity that used to be here before the Pharaoh sort of took over as the Dark Lord. Venturing down there, they found a pit that could grant the ability to be immune to charming, which meant they would actually be able to stand against this draconic Dark Lord who holds total domination over all Dragonborn. Down in the pit, they met various weird creatures, a lot of eye monsters. It was basically just like, how many eye monsters can we fit into this dungeon? The answer was a lot. Remember those little like mummy dudes, like the little kind of mummy guys who like would just be the servants? At some point, XigXag kind of unrolled one of those, and it was just eyeballs. Just... Yeah, they are just kind of
No, thank you.
eyeballs walking around. So
I thought a metal eyeball, a metallic eyeball.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, one of them tried to present an eyeball for investment to Elon. Speaking of Elon, who is not here presently, hopefully we'll have him on soon. Elon's kind of, I don't know, just he's been really finding himself in this zone. He's been receiving a lot of encouragement, which he assumes is just his own kind of internal voice, saying that he is special and he is cool. That's not going to be a big deal, and it's nothing anyone should worry about. Other things that are not a big deal. Shishu has a sword. She won't let go of it because it has a little bit of it. It has a very cute little curse on it, and she just doesn't ever want to get rid of it. Lord Buku was in pretty bad shape, but this is unlike most of my domains of dread, a night's rest, and he's good as new. Tongart and XigXag collected a fair... Tongart and XigXag last week, when everybody else was out of the room and Lord Buku was sleeping there, trying to kind of get his one hit point back, found a bunch of extra hidden treasure, so you guys increase the hoard a bit more, etc.
Nice. I have my dwarven plate still, yes?
You do. You could have put that back on, no problem. Yeah, your dwarven plate. You got an alchemy jug, so there you go.
Sweet.
There's an alchemy jug. There is and XigXag found a pair of winged boots, which she immediately just took. And none of the dragons were like, "Yes, you can have the shoes." XigXag, obviously.
I'll totally give up the whip
if somebody else wants the
somebody
whip,
else wants it after we are,
As long as you got it still, XigXag, it's all part of the hoard.
I'll take that whip if you're not going to use it.
Yeah,
actually.
after we are done with this brickborn, I don't want to show it around them.
Oh, sure, of course.
Doesn't want to hand it around at the time, which I think actually.
Oh, right, because that's actually that's technically their property.
Yeah,
I understand. Yes, that's smart. Yeah, I've agreed with that.
Yeah.
I forgot. It's our remembrance of their fallen comrade. It's probably best kept as our remembrance rather than theirs.
So, tonight's game is actually going to start with a prologue. I guess first there will be an invocation, then a prologue. This prologue does not have a vote.
Okay.
I do not have... Well, okay. Wait, can I do two separate prologues?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
You can do a prologue and then an epilogue to the prologue.
So this is from our... While Philip thinks about this for a second, this is what we do on Monday nights on the superhero game, is at the beginning of it, Philip always gives us two very enticing, mysterious locations, and we choose which prologue that we as players get to know about, but have no knowledge of as characters. It's like a cutaway at the beginning of a comic book, and then we join our heroes with their adventure in progress. But we usually vote on it.
Are the prologues for Monday night also lyrics from,
That's the invocation. That's only when you're in a domain of dread.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one of those is coming real soon, don't you worry.
A Burt Bacharach song? Okay.
I think on when we went into a domain of dread, if I remember right, they were Stevie Nicks.
Every session of Proof
Fleetwood Mac.
was a Fleetwood Mac song. And
that's
then when you went to the domain of dread, they became my more typical classic version.
Got it.
So I think I will think it over for one last second, but I actually do have another thing I could show you. So I think we can do. I will give you a choice then. I think I will be shocked if you pick the new thing, but if you do, I know what is going on there, so I can certainly describe it. But first I will read you tonight's invocation. It's a short one, but it's important for this place, and it captures the spirit of the high drama of these domains of dread so very well. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. He's got to be strong, and he's got to be fast, and he's got to be fresh from the fight. Cool. All right.
Fresh from the fight, not fresh for the fight. They say fresh from the fight in the lyrics.
I believe that
more accurately describes me, so I think we all know that's appropriate.
I looked at the lyrics. I did not do this from memory, so.
No, I believe you. I just feel
It seems like it would be for the fight.
I would rather my hero be fresh for the fight, not fresh from a fight. But
but experienced is better. That's why it's about me. Don't worry, it makes sense once we get there.
Well, all right then.
No, it is distinctively from the fight, but that is.
No, I believe you.
It is,
I believe
that
you.
It is an interesting point of it. Is a much stranger thing to say. Cool. You have two options. These options will come with. These options are going to come with. There will be a little more context. I'm going to tell you people and places, not just places.
Okay.
So, would you like? Actually, wait. Which one will I do? I'll do this one even though. Right. Hold on a second. Yeah. Even this first. Okay. Options for prologue. Option 1. Would you like to visit the nest of crows and see what Emniel is up to? Or would you like to visit the edge of the Dreadlands and catch up with Lagak and Kenosabe?
Emniel.
Oh, that's
so hold up one finger if you're voting 1 and 2 if you're voting 2.
Who's Emniel?
Emniel.
Is it a rogue?
That
The one who
horrible
tricked
rogue.
us.
Oh gosh.
That's the enemy or our ally? Which one do you guys want to catch up with?
I gotta follow my inner Tongar here, and I'll vote too. I gotta find out what's going on with our teammate, Lagak.
But Amniel's the one that led us to this place, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we'll have to find her again to kill her.
All right, I'm not voted.
We have it's all once. Okay, cool. So we are showing Emniel. Cool. That's the one I hadn't prepped already, but I can tell you what's going on there. We will switch our scene to a different domain of dread altogether. And I now realize I probably should have picked a different lyric, but it's fine. The Nest of Crows is a massive collection of ships on a salty sea, roiling dark clouds overhead. The waves are turbulent and unpredictable, and a collection of ships that are lashed together, serving as the center of the Nest of Crows, is the closest thing to a civilization this sodden domain of dread possesses. In a room within the central, lashed together vessels, there's an Aasimar lying in the arms of a sea elf. After they're under the covers, but also in a hammock, so it's pretty silly looking. But she sort of, as they engage in, I guess, would you just call it hammock talk? Because there's probably no pillows. But he is sort of saying, I'm so happy that you're back. I cannot believe that you baited them in. That is so funny. What kind of bounty are you going to get from this? If I mean, how many was it? There were 4 of them, and she's like, there were 5, and they were just dummies. It was amazing. Oh my gosh, you should have seen it.
I hate her so
It was
much.
What was so perfect about it is they freed me, and then I was just like, please don't come for me. And what did they do? No, I had a feeling they were a priority, pieces of interest for the Pharaoh over yonder. No, I'm so excited. Well, when you reap your rewards, I hope you get at least an ale or 2 for me. Oh, please. I'll get better than ale for you. You can have some brandy or something. They laugh at your misfortune. And he says, God, and to think I'd almost given up on finding you again, my beloved. She goes, well, I mean, you haven't really found me again. I'm just here for a minute, just to get my sea legs, as it were. She sort of hops out of her hammock, starts putting on her rogue blacks. And he says, oh, don't tell me you're already wheeling and dealing. I was cooped up in that stupid dead god sink for too long, believe me. And though it was fun to be a lich, it is much more fun to be alive. No, I got big plans. I'll phrase it like this. I got plans so big, I might be able to wave sarcastically at those idiot dragons again real soon, if you catch my meaning.
Oh,
He
God.
then laughs, and then the ship sort of, oh, yeah, we'll tee up scariness. In the distance, a massive, monstrous roar. This handsome sea elf kind of looks like frightened for a moment, and she just goes, oh, come on. Don't tell me you've turned all skittish in my absence. He's like, you weren't here at the last attack. It was a lot. She's like, well, if things go well, you won't have to be worrying about those too much longer, honey. Or you will. I don't care. You're just a pretty face to me. All right. Well, let's see what I can get up to. And she kind of throws on her clothes, and he's like, oh, well, all right. We end just with this sea elf in a hammock, like, oh, I feel sort of empty now.
He's being used.
Wonder if anyone's playing dice. So, meanwhile, you guys.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry you were outvoted on your crew, but
It's fine.
you learned something else that's unpleasant.
Something else that's unpleasant.
I mean something that's unpleasant. Something else, that was unpleasant. Oh, so anyway, friends, you gain the benefits of a rest. I will say that the sky overhead.
Long rest?
You had a long rest. The sun had been beating down, but today there are dark, sort of purple-tinted clouds roiling ahead. So now it's kind of a more like omnipresent oven heat rather than like a direct radiant heat. As you kind of are sort of awakening. A bit into the day. You probably came out of that pit pretty late, so that you got there sort of towards night. Lord Buku, though you really got some painful nonsense from those horrible things yesterday. You got a little withering touch and such, but you are feeling much better. Tongard, your magic has returned. XigXag, you've recovered what breath you'd spent and kind of any injuries you had. Shishu, you couldn't be happier. You have the best sword in the world.
I took a nap and I cuddled with it carefully.
It's funny. It's almost like you didn't like the sword's not talking to you, but you had a dream that you and the sword were like running through a meadow together.
Best friends.
Like you were holding the sword just like by one part of the hilt, and like the little Medusa head on the pommel of it was just like smiling at you, and then you guys were just spinning around.
There's just like a friendship. That's just like a friendship bracelet on your wrist and on the hilt now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I find that in my dream when I make deep eye contact with the Medusa on the hilt, I feel somehow just drawn in, almost paralyzed.
I mean, it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
A very good.
I've never felt better.
A very good feeling indeed. So I'm actually gonna roll on his behalf. Elena's a gold dragon. Oh, I rolled a natural 13. So
Oh boy.
I won't do anything cool, but basically I'm just dictating that on the side of things. Elon, for what it's worth, is up before any of you. And he seems to be sort of pacing the edges of these ruins. And Tongard and XigXag, you probably notice. You know how sometimes like people like before they're doing a presentation, they're like practicing it, like a lot of like gesturing as if they're, but like you could almost think they're talking to someone. Elon's doing a lot of that, and like he keeps gesturing like this as if like were Elon holding some magical stone that you could like click to like make a different image show up behind him at various times. You would imagine that Elon might be, but there's a clear
a keystone. I've heard of this before.
yeah, he's a keystone. If you got a keynote, use a keystone.
Here's the question: how often is he saying synergy?
I mean, it's like
Often.
a lot. He's saying synergy, streamline,
No.
renewable,
Evergreen.
Okay.
global, passive income is
for
a
a-
phrase that's being used a
For a
lot.
better world, creating a better world.
Yeah, I mean, sure, that's in there, but it's like he's saying a lot of like income streams, boundless revenue.
Buku is very much wants to pay attention and take note if anybody goes into a place with Elon alone, because he thinks Elon might be doing some kind of deal with one of the other members and excluding Buku. And Buku's
Understood.
not
In that case,
having it.
Buku, I would like for you to roll for me an insight.
Second to pull this up. 26.
Oh dear. Okay, that's gonna. I mean, I think this guy's got some pretty good certain kinds of skills, but that's not gonna. It's the strangest thing. He's not talking to anyone else. Obviously, you're kind of waiting for this, but it really does seem like he's talking to someone. He seems like he really is like that's true. Like he's having a conversation. But before you can kind of like investigate that, and
I'll note it for later.
yeah.
Yeah.
One of those sort of brickborn, it's the one who was like, he had been Chura's sort of second in command. He sort of kind of comes over to you all and says, "We are not completely certain of your diet, but we do have some food and a little bit of water we can share. And you can tell us what you found in the cave and tell us more about what befell Chura."
Well, certainly that's very kind of you. Once again, we appreciate your hospitality.
Yes.
Tangard eats apples. Do you have apples?
I mean,
no.
I don't eat exclusively apples. I'm a little more omnivorous, but I believe my friends more often prefer meat
Well,
of some kind.
we have
Interesting.
we have dates. This is what we have to offer.
Oh,
They're
Great.
dried,
well, you know,
very leathery.
I'm free right now, so that works out great.
Oh boy.
This kind of this sort of brickborn, as you say this, just kind of goes, "Oh." Just massive, kind of cracked face. Very well, and kind of just guides you over. You find Eldo is there. Eldo is now sitting in a position of power, kind of like holding some court. Like, yeah, well, no, I mean, look, what I'm kind of trying to say to you guys. If I mean, Tura was meant to go down there, but then this part of the scroll clearly indicates, and thus the explorer will meet a bad end. So, I mean, if and one of them kind of is like done with Eldo and is saying, so how did she die then? If it says there, it's like, oh well, I can give me a second to interpret. And oh well, or you can just ask the people who are there. Hello, conquering heroes, chosen ones. Welcome to the next step of your destiny. Yes. Welcome.
Well, hello there, Eldo. and Co.
My name is not Co.
Oh, sorry, that's just sort of short for company, and I just was trying to lean into the rhyme a little bit, but I apologize for diminishing you. I should address you as your name.
I'm cool. Eldo's like, thus, Eldo and Co. Yes, that's who we are. Well, welcome. I hope that you've all rested okay, and congratulations on your many exploits, which have all been foretold in the prophetic text. So, well done. Yeah.
Yeah, we are sorry about your is it a clan? Are you a sect? Are you a?
We are. You can
Friend.
call us we refer to ourselves as a wall.
Your fellow wallmate that met their end down there, saving Lord Bukapazan's life quite heroically, at the cost of her own.
See, a
was
heroic
very
death.
heroic.
If you just let me got to that and Co, I would have explained it to all of you. A heroic death, but a necessary one. Without her sacrifice, the future would already be lost.
Yes.
So
exactly.
says Nicodemus. The uprooting is at hand. It's all going exactly according to plan.
Well, that's good to hear. Means that our efforts are not in vain. And if we can help free your people and the peoples of this land, all the better. And we thank you for the sustenance. We will surely need that in order for the strength of our journeys. And while, as you can see, I now have this new suit of armor, and my companion Shishu has quite a lovely sword.
Thank you.
We are definitely more prepared for battle, but certainly are in need of sort of more armaments. I imagine several of our compatriots here are probably not as well armed or protected as they could be for a final confrontation here.
Yes, well, Elon did ask me before you ventured down to research some of the other pyramids, and I can tell you of the wonders held within and the dangers. But understand. Oh, yes?
Oh, I was going to say that's very kind of you, and that was excellent thinking and preparation, Alon.
Yeah, well, I'm just sort of... It was. You're right. I'm right. You're right. It really was excellent. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Right, calm it down there, Alon. It's easy. It's a good choice, but let's not get carried away.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just... Yeah, look, I'm confident enough that I don't need people saying it all the time. That's so funny.
What's so funny?
Popped into my head. Don't worry about it. So anyway, I'm right. Pugo is like that. Hilarious. Anyway,
I'm like, what? Excuse me?
it's not. It's
Sounds
just
like he has an imaginary friend.
no. Well, I do have visions, but it's like a better way of doing it. That's crazy.
Too much sun, I think.
Eldo says
Oh,
that because I don't know if that's been foretold, but maybe it has. Well, in any event, I have done much research while you nearly died. I stayed up all night long, and then only got 6 hours of sleep. So, I really can't explain some of the secrets of the tombs. If you're ready to hear them.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. Go ahead.
All right. So,
I love gossip.
yeah.
There
Get
are-
to it, Jennifer Love Hewitt.
yes, Jennifer. And lo, there shall come a party of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Will the seer know what they did last summer? Verily, the seer will. That ends what I can do there. Wait, and ghosts shall whisper unto them.
Oh my
Got any more? Got any more?
Um,
That's all. That exhausted my knowledge of JLH.
I think this is a real Hallmark moment.
That was a good catch-all. That was
a
a
real
solid catch-all.
Yeah.
Get to it, Jennifer Love Hewitt. Yes.
could be a heartbreaker, as it were.
I'm not familiar with that one. Oh, is that the one where she's with Sigourney Weaver?
Yeah.
Heartbreakers. Tonkart, roll a d4 for me. Let's see which one you hear about first.
That's a 3.
All right, so the first of these tombs is the Great Pyramid of Eternal Diversion. The rumors of those who have ventured into that tomb and come out alive speak of a vast pyramid made for one purpose and one purpose only: perfect acoustics. The pyramid was meant to be a place of performance, of enchanting diversions for one entombed within, an endless supply of beautiful music and performance. That is what
Sounds lovely.
That is what I know for true, for certain. And in this place, I know of a great treasure that was buried within, one that is said to power the place to a certain extent.
That's mighty intriguing. What is that treasure?
It is a magical sentient weapon.
Wow. Never heard of that before.
Yes, it is a weapon that can speak, that has a spirit attached to it. It is called Candlefoot.
Candlefoot.
Yes. Or at least, that's what... Or maybe it says that it puts out a lot of foot candles. The prophecies are not perfectly clear, but the point is, this mystical weapon manages the lighting and sound within the place for performances.
That's mighty impressive.
Now, I can offer you more information, but again, I'm not looking through the prophecies. I'm looking through sort of just rumor and gossip and twice told tales. So what I tell these are things that are known. Candlefoot, or something about foot candles. That's not the name at all. But I can give you some conjecture or rumor if you'd like to hear it.
Huh? Yeah, I love conjecture. I'm all about it.
Okay, well then me too. Then this is going to be a really fun day. It is said that the great pharaoh used incredible magics to make a dragonborn bard named Auset immortal. Auset serves there to create pleasing music whenever Sebajay would possibly choose that as her resting place. This is because, according to the rumors, undead bards just didn't have the breath control.
Well,
Well, that sort of makes sense. All the undead we met weren't really breathing, nor actually, to be fair, did they have anything below the base of the skull. So,
In any event, if you wish to gain these treasures, though there are talk of strange traps and things that can enchant the mind, for dragonborn such as you, these defenses may not hold as much sway any longer. If it is true that you've taken a dip in the pit of Oshtar and are now immune to charming, which is what this prophecy indicated, but, it's all... But it's kind of unclear about that. Don't worry about it. I've got the prophecies. I'll figure it out. It's just the prophecy says you don't find out that part yet.
is that what the prophecies say? I love a prophecy. Can I read that?
Yes. Do you read hieroglyphics? Then yes, you can. And Elon's like, I actually think it says you don't, but you can. If you look at it, you see hieroglyphic symbols and.
Yeah, Shishu just loves the prophecy. She doesn't care what language it's in.
Yeah, what does that bird mean over there under the eye?
It could mean.
And the squiggly line?
It could mean a lot of different things. But in this case, it means the chosen ones then ceased their silly questions and allowed the Great Seer to continue.
Oh, it's like a
see.
prophecy in real time?
Man.
Like right now?
For a seer such as Eldo, Eldo the Seer and Co. Oh, does that ruin the rhyme?
No. As long as you're running Eldo with Co, a seer such as Eldo and Co. Although that is sort of maybe implying that your company is also sort of part of that seeing power.
And lo, it came to pass that they dropped the and Co. Yes, as the prophecy foretold. In any case.
I don't know. We were gone not that long, and man, it just seems like,
Well, I've done a lot of reading. Knowledge is
seems
power.
like your britches have gotten a little tight. Maybe your head's gotten a little bit bigger while we've been gone. Not a bad thing, just maybe an observation.
Fascinating. I'll consult the ancient scrolls later. In any
Can I
event.
keep this?
No, I need that for the studies.
Oh.
But let's see. I actually do need it. Not that I don't actually need other things, but I do need because I'm consulting this. Let's see here. So, the Great Pyramid of Eternal Diversion is said to hold a great number of beautiful pieces of artwork. Statues, carvings, murals, things that are borderline priceless. Massive murals made of solid gold. If you had a means of transporting it, you'd be very rich. Of course, it is not without other defenses, but I think many of them are mental in nature. And this immortal bard, were you to vanquish that person, provided that Sepajay had not chosen this as her resting place, which I do not believe she has done, no rumors indicate that she wanted to be eternally diverted.
Well, my parents, before they were murdered, were huge patrons of the arts and of wealth. And I think that I would like to visit. I would like to very much go to this pyramid and honor my parents.
No, the question is,
bipeds.
is there a pyramid that has a bag of holding?
Oh, I think we're well beyond a bag of holding.
Oh,
Several bags of holding.
Yeah.
since you
As-
ask specifically,
A roller of
stop
holding.
the randomization.
The wagon of holding.
Oh, well. Oh, okay. Well, shit, guys. Okay, this is relevant. You should have told me that earlier. That's
Well,
what
we're
you
gonna
want.
transport all that artwork out of that temple or something like that. We're gonna
Okay.
need.
Well, I was actually kind of working up to this one. I was maybe gonna tell you them like maybe just I was gonna save the worst for last, but
Oh well, maybe we shouldn't interfere with your. Or if you work
No,
this
that's-
out and you got like a flow, maybe we should just let you do your performance, Heldo.
you know,
Yeah,
the-
if you have
the-
a thing going, we don't want
Yeah, I don't want to throw you off your
interrupt.
game.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you doing a skit?
no, I'm serious. Do I
I
sound
think
like I'm joking?
I think it's like a performance, right? It's like a serious performance thing going on here.
I thought so.
No, I don't.
Came
We don't
to
want to. We
pass
don't want.
that the party
we don't
of
wanna
five
change
will
up
reveal
the- we don't-
gifts to the seer. What?
We don't want to like change up the order of your sort of like soliloquy here. So like, I guess just continue with your flow, Eldo.
It drags in Act 2.
Well, I mean, I don't want to bother anyone. Okay, but sure. Well, how about this? How about I tell you,
It drags an act too.
I tell you the 4 pyramids, and you can ask more questions about those. What if I give you the headline top down of all of them, and then you can ask more questions?
That sounds like fun.
All right, so we have the Great Pyramid of Eternal Diversion, holding a sentient weapon that provides light and amplifies sound. We have the Tomb of the Gentle Breeze. Now, at this point, Elon both joins us and also looks up, and we'll get to that in a moment here.
Hey, bro.
But so That's Andrew, a very timely timing because they're going through pyramids that you could raid, and Eldo literally just said, the tomb of the gentle breeze, which is one that you heard about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the unspeakable horror lives that we promised to liberate.
What? No.
But we promised to liberate the unspeakable horror.
No. There's.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
That
yeah,
has
no.
us to do.
I mean, it
Did
was
you promise?
it was. I mean, I think that it's just appropriate that we, this entity that granted us all our powers, we should just go ahead and liberate it and its brethren. It's sort of like
And his brethren? Like how many? Look, we tend to go around making agreements to kind of help every single person we meet, and I'm totally cool with that. I find that a great methodology.
It's just, that's it. It's just like that.
How many brethren of an unspeakable horror are we talking about? Just ballpark it for me if you could, Alon.
I think it was a royal weave, and
yeah. It's less.
It's just a very big horror.
Many entities, but just like one.
So it's just the royal brethren, as it were.
Unknowable, unspeakable
Horror.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
But benevolent. I get a very benevolent vibe from it.
DM, can I do an insight check into my brother?
You absolutely may. Elon, do you believe you're lying, Elon?
No.
Okay, I got a 19 on the dice, but I'm not that insightful, so let me see here.
I will. Okay, whatever. Unless I don't think you have a negative to your wisdom.
18.
18. Oh, you do, okay. Well, even with an 18, it's a high roll.
Perception would be a 21.
I will say that as you try to, and you know your brother well. I'll phrase it like this: you do not believe. You believe your brother believes what he's saying. Whether or not he has read the situation right, that is something you could not say.
I just feel like he's off.
But
I'm
he
off?
very much believes what he's saying. However,
I'm sorry. I'm off?
I can't put my finger on it, but you're not you.
Oh.
Can I make a suggestion really quickly? I'm sorry.
You know what? Hold on. This is about this is about family, okay? So
What?
I'm the one that's like. I'm sorry. Like, do you want to go ahead and hand over that
No.
that sword of yours?
I had a beautiful dream about that sword, and we are connected, and
Yeah.
we are best friends.
Yeah. See, there you go. There you go.
You know, y'all, I feel like both of you aren't really you're both sort of withholding here. I feel like you're sort of lashing out at each other about like things that are sort of in the present, like that are visible about what's going on here, but maybe I feel like there's something maybe you're not really addressing here.
I'm not trying to go free in unspeakable horror.
I mean, I
How
feel
it
like
is.
horror is maybe a little bit of a strong term. Listen, unknowable, it's a little bit spooky. It did, I got a little bit of a weird vibe from it, but honestly, nothing evil.
I'm sorry.
It was
You
like
got
a very
an
friendly
odd vibe
horror,
off
right?
it? Are you
Yeah,
talking
just like
with this
XigXag,
horror?
Uh,
Are you? That I understand, but are you actually in conversation with this horror?
Yeah, I mean, well, you were unconscious and you kind of just got the fruits of this labor for doing nothing.
This is about you, not about me.
we all had conversation with it, but I have a feeling that Elan had a little bit more conversation than the rest of us.
I asked, what I'd say. So, I mean, it's not my fault that everybody else was just not strong enough in their intention. Listen, here's what I did. I went up to it. I said, "Hey, you need to give me the power to reject charm in your mind." I told you all that. Then I said, "Reveal to me where you are," and then it revealed to me the tomb of the whispering soldier, and then
The gentle breeze.
yeah, that's what I said, and then
And
Alan, just you're in a safe space. We're not judging you or anything here. Every one of us have sort of made some sort of bargain here along the way.
Mhm.
Did you bargain with this unspeakable horror so that it would only give us this immunity if we free it? We're under no obligation through some sort of big pact to free it.
I mean, Tongard.
That seems like a very yes/no question.
So, no.
This is something you want to do.
This is something. I mean, does your word mean something?
Of course it does. I'm just
Well,
trying.
there you go.
Again, Alan. There's no judgment here. I just want to understand these
No.
circumstances.
Okay, that's fine. You're right. You know what? Maybe my hackles were a little bit up. Maybe my spines on the back of my neck were a little bit raised. No, I did not promise this entity. Like, it wasn't a sort of quid pro quo, tit for tat kind of situation. However,
you're wasting your time. Elon, only you hear this voice. They don't understand. Just let them have their little fun. You're better than this.
Well, I know, but
you'll do
Elon, did it promise
doing.
you anything?
No. No, it was more just like
You didn't even negotiate? What's wrong with you? What did Dad teach you?
There was no negotiation. It's just about like doing right. Like, this thing gave us a bunch of stuff, and then it was asking very nicely, please free us. And there's like a bunch of treasure in that pyramid.
Oh,
If
okay.
they don't understand that you know what needs to be done, perhaps you need new companions.
Well, Alan, I appreciate this idea. I'm very much in this sort of film of like, someone helps us out, we should help them out. I appreciate that that's something that you're sort of coming around on. And I'm not against maybe going and seeing what is in this temple, but I just feel like we meet things and they have a name for a certain reason. Maybe it's a misunderstood reason, but all I'm saying is that I myself don't feel capable of standing in front of something called an unspeakable horror.
Oh no, that's
if
what
things
I
go
said.
if
No,
things go wrong. So you perceived it as an unspeakable horror?
I will actually mention that Tongard, I think we said you were looking away. XigXag and Shishu, you guys got a glimpse too, right? You guys made a little wisdom save and saw something that defied all physics and reality, I think.
I don't think I was in the...
You weren't. You were out of the room. XigXag, you did see it though.
I think I did see something. But I think maybe we should let Aldo finish.
Yeah, we have still 2 more pyramids to discuss. They sound
Well,
like
okay, I'm sorry, and
all
I don't.
of them.
It seems like I might be stepping into something here, but also,
Oh man, we keep interrupting your whole soliloquy. I'm real sorry about this, Eldo. You clearly worked on this the whole night while we were sleeping.
I now see that the prophecies indicate that the chosen ones who will begin the uprooting are incredibly difficult to get to focus on a task, and often go off on many digressions, both dialogue, speaking, and otherwise.
I like to think of it as a sort of multi-focused consciousness where we can kind of multitask and keep lots of balls in the air at the same time. We're jugglers. We're jugglers by nature.
I don't want to step into more problems as
like
we
discuss.
Clutch,
and I'm going to juggle some dates. It's like that. These are all the different tasks.
Then make either a performance or sleight of hand.
Boy. Well, that could not be bad. Hang on. We're going to go probably performance. Performance. That's an 18.
That's pretty good. They all sort of watch you for a second.
It's sort of like that. These are sort of like, so right now I got 4 dates, right? And these are sort of the 4 different tombs you're about to sort of outline. So we can kind of keep all of these things focused on them at the same time. We're just sort of working on all of them equally.
Okay. Should I continue?
Yes, please.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Sorry.
I simply want to mention that, and I really don't, based on the reaction that just had, I don't want to start a thing. I'll just tell you that, the Tomb of the Gentle Breeze, you are completely wrong. That tomb is guarded by the Arai nymphs from the fairy realms. They have a blade that can sculpt the very wind. Said to have been forged at the center of all maelstroms on the elemental plane of air.
Oh, that could be useful.
That's
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of cool stuff there. Yeah, this thing, maybe it doesn't fit into like whatever box your consciousness can fit it into.
Come on, guys. Let's
Wow.
not bog down. Let's go on.
I want to hear about pyramid number 3.
Yeah, let's talk about pyramids.
Okay, so we got Candlefoot, Sculpt and Windsword. What's behind door number 3, Eldo?
This is the Pyramid of Imperial Majesty. This is I think I've messed up on this part. This is just, I don't have a good answer for this. I know the name of the Guardian, which is the Throne of Heaven, but I don't know what that is. This is a tomb that just represents absolute grandeur and might, and within it there is a diadem that seems to have the most valuable gems in existence.
Diadem.
Yeah. That sounds real cool. What is a diadem?
Oh, it's like a crown.
Ah, that makes sense. On a throne, that would make sense.
So, but there's a throne there. I don't know what the throne is, but it defends the place. It was said that the diadem was crafted specifically for Sebejay using multiple, I believe it's pronounced Weish spells. I've only seen this word written. I don't know how you say that.
How is it written?
Wash?
Weish? Is that how you pronounce it?
Weish. Weish? Which?
Maybe.
Could you? How do you spell it there, Eldo?
Well, it's in a hieroglyphic form, you know.
Wait.
Kind of. Eventually, everyone realizes.
Does he just show me? Does he?
He shows you some squiggles. And
I thought he was just going to show me. It's just like
Elon,
a
I
pointed
suppose
hat.
you could put a hand out and you will determine, if you touch it with your crown on, you will determine it is wish spells. So it was made with multiple wish spells, which can,
wish.
in a single pop. I'm diverting here myself, guys. I made a joke that I thought was the best joke I ever made, and people got so mad at me. I was on a Zoom call about graphic design for the Kickstarter book, actually, and I was suggesting fonts, and I said, "Oh, you know what font would be really, really good? We should use this font called Comison." And he was like, "What's that?" I was like, "It's called Comison." And he's like, "What is like?" He's like, "Oh, we've never seen it. It's like a really interesting font. It's like really like kind of just like cool. Like no one ever used it." He's like, "Okay," and he says, "How do you spell it?" And I was like, "I think it's COM, ICSANS," and he was beyond angry with me.
That's a great joke.
Thank you.
That's pretty
Thanks,
solid.
everyone.
Cheers to you, sir.
Stealing it.
In any case, Eldo explains the Pyramid of Imperial Majesty. I guess I'll phrase it as, you do know that a single cast. Thank you, Elon. You do know that a single casting of Wish can create a good bit of value, and apparently multiple castings were used to make this diadem. So this one probably, depending on just how many wish spells were used on this thing, I think each wish spell would be about 2,500 platinum. So you can do some math based on, however many there were. Might have been a lot. Might be a very valuable item before any enchantments are added. Like, its base value might just... So this thing seems to be a very, very valuable single thing. But Eldo says, all right, so then finally, and I can go into more detail on any of these, but the final top line experiment. And XigXag, sorry, I could have told you this earlier if I'd known this is what you sort of cared about. The last tomb. Well, the last tomb is probably the most dangerous place in the entire domain of Heidelcat. It is called the Tomb of Infinity.
Ooh.
Well.
Does it have bags of holding?
Well,
I'm more concerned if it has an exit right now, honestly.
It does have an exit, but Pharaoh Keth was trying. Many of the other pyramids were meant to be places that might delight Sebejay. The Tomb of Infinity was built to keep her, but she never went inside it, or at least as far as my notes say, she never did. Within the tomb is the pyramid within pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
It is said to be a small, 6-inch tall pyramid that, when a button is pressed, it increases 1,000 times in size, becoming a pyramid 500 feet in height. And all within it shrinks or expands as necessary.
Ooh.
We could
Ooh.
be big again.
There is already a great treasure hoard within it.
Ooh.
I kind of like the idea of that. That kind of keeps our things nice and safe and easily carryable.
In other words, yes, it is a mega bag of holding.
It's a retractable pyramid.
A retractable 500-foot pyramid, already
Wow.
full of a lot of gold. But certainly, you could just fill the hell out of
I
it.
know where I want to
if
go
you
to.
chose.
It's also like a maybe. This is more like a showmanship thing, but it would be like a nice way to announce our presence for the final confrontation with the lord of this place. Just a new pyramid springs up outside of his.
I mean, I feel like we owe it to our friend here. And who doesn't like an ally is worth a lot of riches.
Which friend are we talking about?
The
Okay.
unspeakable horror.
Okay, again, this
Yeah.
still calling it unspeakable horror.
I feel like that. Yeah, I feel like that
UH.
is making us. Yeah, I feel like that's making us prejudiced. Let's just call him UH. Let's just call him
I was gonna say, Elon, this is your sister talking. You need to rebrand, okay?
Okay.
Just full
Okay.
rebrand.
Pivot.
Okay, how about this? Having an ally of an incredibly powerful being beyond comprehension.
Who's,
Hey, why don't you call it Paul or something?
Yeah, Paul.
I'm sorry. Is anybody else still talking to this entity?
Well, I don't
friend?
believe I've made contact with it.
No, it's just when you dipped your head in.
Oh, so you're not still?
You were passed
Talking with
out.
this
They
entity.
did you in there.
No.
No, I understand that, but I'm asking, our friend here,
No.
Elon.
Oh, you're not currently. Okay, I
No,
understand.
and I'm not, and I'm not.
I understand. Okay.
Is he lying?
Because you're
Roll an
talking
insight
to
check.
somebody. I saw that earlier.
Oh, Elon, I did describe you like muttering to yourself, but it was as if you were like preparing for a keynote address or something. But it is Elon. I mean,
No, I know that it's not the same.
you definitely know something.
I mean,
Elon, why don't you roll an insight check for me though?
All right.
Right, because you think this is your internal monologue, right?
Elon's been just rolling with that, and I
I
love it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know it's my internal monologue.
Yeah.
This is how you pass the lie detector test.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a circumstance of wanting to roll really low, because then you can just carry on with that.
My
Or
insight's
even
29.
moderately
Insight?
low. Insight.
Oh,
Elon.
19.
In my brain. I
Are you
said
happy
was
it's high
20.
or sad it's low?
Elon,
I'm
I,
sad.
I will.
Oh, you said it
Elon,
was a
I'll
20?
well, the number I picked in my head was 20, but I'm going to say that
Oh,
with
great.
19, you know that the unspeakable horror is not talking to you, because that was like, bleh. There's this subtle thing, and this, you've heard this voice before then. I will say that you are not 100% sure it's not your own mind, but you think it's, everything it says is something you'd think, and you know you can't be charmed, so it should be fine.
Yeah.
Are you sure that's not Paul talking?
I relay that. No, and I'm positive. I am absolutely positive that Paul is not talking. Here's the thing. Paul could only really talk to me, and all of us, you all experienced this. Paul was had 3 sentences. It was like, free me, dude, please, free us, please.
That's true. They did say that, but
That's disturbing.
No, it wasn't like it was a disturbing way. It was just like a very simple way.
Well,
Like, like when you
it
have like
was
a
a
pet.
very disturbing way. And when it happened
you
to
all
me, I
hear
was like, yeah.
Ron Howard's voice goes, but it really was disturbing. Yeah. It was disturbing. Yeah.
Okay, so
well-
that's unusual.
So, knowing
no-
us, don't we want to go to all 4 pyramids?
Well, of course we do. 100%
But
we
we
want to go
want
to
to-
all 4 of these pyramids.
The
It's just a matter of the
practical
order.
thing
Yeah,
would be
absolutely. I mean,
going
clearly-
to the one
No, we're just talking about
where
order
we
right
can
now.
have a bag of holding pyramid, because if we get all this treasure, we cannot carry it around. So
Exactly.
Yeah,
we
I'm
have
sort
to
of
get
fine.
that thing first, and then we can go all the other pyramids
Although
and get
maybe-
all the treasures.
A very
Maybe,
good point.
maybe just one caveat to that, XigXag. I do remember Eldo saying something a little bit earlier on in this
most dangerous.
conversation that said he was saving the worst for last.
It is, yes, now, I'll phrase it like this. These other pyramids, some of these accounts come from people who have ventured within them to some extent and reported back. The Tomb of Infinity, none have escaped.
Ooh, maybe it's a way out of this realm. Oh, how about that?
Maybe.
Positive thinking. I like that.
Yeah, that is certainly a theory. But to be fair, Eldo, not to sort of disrespect the danger level of that, we sort of get told that about everywhere we go. This has sort of been the first place that's been true.
Well, all I can say is these. I remember it's all rumor and conjecture. Maybe it's
Yeah, no.
super chill in there and no one wants to leave. It was designed to trap a dragon so she'd love you till the end of time.
Well,
Uh,
that does
well,
seem
we
like
are
a
not-
dangerous place for us, if that's
Yeah.
its design.
isn't everything a dangerous place for us around
Well,
here?
Most things are not.
Some places are a little bit less.
Yeah,
dangerous.
most places, while dangerous, are not designed to trap our people for all of eternity. So, I'm just saying, I'm not saying we don't go there. I'm not saying we don't go there first. I'm saying we probably might want to treat this with the proper caution.
Yeah, I totally agree. We need to pull up our britches and.
Maybe we need a lot more rope, and we can just sort of
Oh
leave a
yes,
trail.
we could.
Just leave like a trail from the entrance that we can follow back.
But you know what? You have a good point. Not with that, but we could use some rope because we were short on rope last time.
Oh.
Just we should make sure that we have enough rope this time.
Yeah, because based off of our sort of use of the 300 feet of rope we went down there with, perhaps like 1,000 feet of rope. You got 1,000 feet of rope lying around, Eldo?
You can speak to them. I will say I think you really did use a lot of rope. We are simple, kind of scavengers here in the desert. You guys took a lot of rope with you, but I mean, you can take what you need. It's fine. We can always weave more, but in those very
that
rare
rope
instances,
that
we find fibrous materials.
We use that we can pull that one up. That's reusable. rope,
You got
right?
that rope, but I think there was some rope that was not usable again because of just horrors. But in any case, Eldo can give you. I'll in a sort of in a rude way. Elvo has more to say about any of the tombs except the Tomb of Infinity. Although he does have a couple of rumors he can tell you about that. But he says they're very spotty.
Okay, so if we're maybe tell us what's so we know that there's
Let's go over the
let's find out
options.
let's find out what's guarding doors 1 and 3.
All right, so the Pyramid of Imperial Majesty is said to be guarded by the Throne of Heaven. It contains an incredibly valuable crown, but it represents might, and those who ventured in say there are sort of construct guardians that roam and try to sort of maintain order. They said, unlike most tombs, it is pristine within. The Pyramid of Eternal Diversion, there is a bard who is immortal. A lot of charming effects happen there, not too hard on you guys, and there is a sentient weapon at the center of it. And then finally, the Tomb of the Gentle Breeze, which according to my notes, is run by the RI Nymphs, and according to Elon, is run by an unspeakable horror named Paul.
Well, no, not run. No. It's just contained within.
Oh. I'm
Paul
going
is
to put
in
that on my
control.
rumors and conjectures notes in case you're right.
Hold on, let me understand this. It's not run by, it's not guarded by, but it just is containing an unspeakable horror who, after we release, we would then have to contend with in one way or another.
Oh no. I want to be very clear. I was very concerned that it would be confrontational or antagonistic, and I got none of that. It was more just like, pretty please, we've been trapped here forever. I really want to get out. Well, we really want to get out. It's more like the only like weird thing is that like when I did ask it to reveal where it was pretty fucking weird and a little bit difficult to even comprehend. That was, I'm not gonna lie, a little bit weird, but never at all did I get any sense of vengeance or antagonism or anything like that. And I can't be I can't be charmed, so.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that is true.
Mhm.
We are immune to being charmed, but also I appreciate Alon your honesty in that, and also you haven't really sort of let us down. You haven't lied in the past, and also I gotta say I think there is a lot in a name, because now that we're referring to this thing as Paul, I'm feeling a lot less like hinky about going down there. But also we're gonna go down there, right? Like that's unavoidable. We're gonna go investigate this, but like we can go approach Paul. And if Paul seems like maybe Paul should stay trapped,
Yeah,
we can leave.
Yeah. I'm done with
Right?
that.
We don't have to free Paul.
You're right.
After
We
we
don't
meet Paul.
have to. I would
Right.
like
And
just because like I feel like it reflects on me and my personal brand.
Yeah.
I made us free Paul t-shirts if anybody want one.
Oh, this
You're already made. You're like, and done.
The rebranding totally worked
Screen
on
printed, Helvetica bold, and
Yeah.
we're good.
Hashtag
Alright.
It says Elon and Shishu and Paul.
It's actually
Alright.
a very serify font.
If I
It's like
can,
the Live, Laugh, Love font.
Elon and
I'm telling you, rebranding really works.
I gotta tell you, that is a lovely shirt. I would love one, Shishu.
all right.
I'm gonna take a shirt, put one on.
I'm
wearing a free Paul shirt.
This beautiful moment and this wonderful, kumbaya kind of thing here. But Elon, I just want to review your objectives here, because there's some things that you're saying that are disturbing me a bit. And frankly,
That's fair, Buku. That's fair.
frankly,
My objectives.
yeah, well, because the reason why I bring this up is Tangok, Master Lasso, mentioned how you never lied to us, and it made me reflect upon my past actions. But of course, my past actions were only with our best interest in heart.
Right.
And
Well, yeah. Not everyone is
what-
like you and sort of like conniving and says whatever they want to say to manipulate everyone.
Well, Elon, actually,
Oh.
I would say, if anything, that seems to be one of the traits we tend to share a little bit of. And what I am curious about is, what is your plan? What is your objective? To just free another entity for their sake seems a bit out of character. If I'm not, I mean, please,
Oh.
someone else speak up if I'm misstepping myself.
No,
here.
I
just
think
feel-
that's just called growth.
Yeah.
That's just called
Yeah.
growth,
No.
Buku.
I mean, no. To be honest, like no. I don't.
Buku just looks at Master Lasso and then looks at Elon and then looks back like, are you
Do I-
like seriously? Growth?
Alon has taken quite a leadership role since we've been down here.
It's true. It's true. I mean, I really I feel like I've come into my own. And I feel like a big part of having a leadership role is sort of leaning in and feeling like, yeah, no, and it's also like, here's the thing, management, and you'll understand this, Buku,
He won't.
management
Not
is,
really.
is managing complexity,
Yes.
which you're very good at doing.
Yes,
Leadership.
lie. Lie to him.
Leadership.
Yes.
What does that say? What does that say? Leadership
What was that? Yes.
is inspiring culture change.
Leadership is inspiring culture.
I don't understand. What is it talking?
The voice is just your
I could not have picked something for. I could not imagine. Did you say that sentence?
the voice in your head says,
That's horrendous.
yes, leadership is change.
Yeah.
And you are special enough to do something no one's ever done before.
I mean, yeah.
Culture change. Are you talking
Goodbye,
about
Alan.
the brick people? Sorry, no offense, but that's not what we're here for.
Well, it sort of is, right? We're trying to defeat the one who's enslaved everyone here.
Here's the
Yes, but that's not our
Okay.
objective. That's just
If
a
you
byproduct.
need me to reduce this into a Machiavellian sort of what do we get out of it, I understand. Let me go ahead and break it down.
Yes.
What we can get
Condescend to this small mind, yes.
You don't need to break it down. I understand we have objectives.
No, I'll go ahead and break
avenues.
it down. No.
You have yet to approach this in any. It feels very, very mundane, bipedal, if I might be so bold to say.
I mean, I guess. But what we can gain is, we are all of us. See,
But-
if you had been conscious, maybe you would understand. Like, you probably just don't remember because you were like, I get it. Your body's a little bit weaker than the rest of us, and it's fine. But what you
It's always
need
about
to
being
realize-
small, Elon.
Yeah, really.
I wanna
Challenge
have
the
some
group, don't we?
respect.
Well, I was thinking I cannot. I honestly I don't understand what half of what Alan's saying. But maybe this unspeakable horror would like to meet Archie's girlfriend. Because it looks
Oh.
like.
That's what I was thinking.
XigXag, that was.
What's
I'm
her
so sorry.
face? She
That was right,
likes those things.
Yes. That was the other thing. Yes. Oh, thank you, XigXag. That was the other thing. Is this thing is a horrible monstrosity, probably the most horrible monstrosity. I figure we could introduce it to this Titan. And
What's her face? What is her face? Her name?
Kog'Maw?
Bob's your uncle.
Agma. Yes.
Kog'Maw.
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 Yeah. Basically, the very best gift that we could get her potentially.
Yeah.
But also.
And her realm sounds like some place where this horror
Hey,
really
Well,
would
and
like
actually,
to
now
hang
that
out.
you
It's
bring
a perfect home for it.
Now that
Lord
you- now
Buku,
that you-
give me an Arcana, if you can.
Now that y'all bring that up, it did. I mean, according to Eldo, there is a sword there that was forged in the elemental plane of air
26.
and
Yes.
in the fairy realm. I wonder if we could maybe use that as like a key to get towards her.
26 Buku.
26.
Yeah. Lord Buku, I'll just sort of say, because I don't want to lead things and I know the terminology can get stuff. She is specifically interested in monstrosities, and everything you're hearing about is absolutely an aberration.
Oh.
Okay.
And she is probably an aberration herself, so that she may be less interested in it in that way. Meanwhile,
Let
Tongard,
me just pass that along so
Yeah.
people understand.
Tongard is of course bringing up the thing, and I'm actually going to use that if I could. Would someone here please roll a d20? This is on behalf of Eldo to tell you the rumors about that sword. So the higher you roll, the more of this paragraph I'll read to you. Who would like to roll the d20?
I abstain.
18.
18? Well, that's a
There we
lot.
go.
Damn it! Why did I say I'd read a bunch?
I've been rolling good, so I figured.
Eldo will say, about, wait, what name did you just say? About elemental plane of air?
We were.
Lord
Uh,
Bluster?
It was Bill Bluster's.
Bill Bluster.
Oh.
Bill Bluster's
And
mother.
Of thunder
Yeah.
or
So,
wind
and I know
or
there's so
something.
many NPCs here.
Weather.
I think you're talking about Isora, the Tempest.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, upon hearing
Yeah.
that, which we'll say Eldo did, Eldo will say, "Oh, that's whose sword this is."
Well,
It's
all roll.
Isora's sword.
Yes, based on an 18 that I just rolled myself on my.
Well, now
on my
we,
knowledge
like-
of these things. That sword is the sword. It's said to be the sword of the Gale, a sentient longsword wielded by Isora Tempest Mother in ancient days. And according to another rumor that you wouldn't have heard about except for how high that roll was, Beatus was an ibis-headed bird person who served Holga, the Reef Mother, who was one of the reef giants in the elemental plane of water. And she bested Isora, and Isora let her keep the weapon as a prize for being a bird who served the water. She could lay claim to both air and sea. But Isora swore, were she ever to see Beatus again, she would slay her and reclaim her weapon.
Well, that seems like something we absolutely have to get now, right? Because it feels like even if we don't go and solve the problem for Bill Bluster, maybe if we come and bring this sword to Bill Bluster, he'll just sort of give us all the stuff anyway. It's like a trade.
Yeah.
Probably could negotiate something with that. Definitely.
What's the sword called again?
The Sword of the Gale, Gale.
Basically, like, I kind of feel bad. I don't really love the feeling of being trapped. I like the feeling of freedom. I like the feeling of making my own way. I like the feeling of like pulling myself up by my own bootstraps. And
Wow.
so something about this creature just kind of resonated with me. And yeah, it does. Does it necessarily directly impact us? Maybe not. But you know what?
Wow.
Who knows in the future?
Alon, man, I have to commend you for this level of empathy that you have sort of gained since we've been here. It's really impressive to see.
She's just gonna.
I mean,
paint on everyone.
I just feel like recently I've kind of been on like galaxy brain sort of
Oh my.
level.
Seriously,
here.
you're buying this.
She's just gonna paint on everyone's shirts the Sword of the Gale, Pyramid of Infinity. Like she's basically putting all 4 places on there.
Yeah, and could you
Shishu.
put like an off site on the bottom of
It's
that?
gonna be
She's
it's like a
creating a
corporate
logo.
retreat at
Yeah,
this point.
she's creating the logo for our
offsite.
corporate retreat of pyramids.
Oh,
The
God.
pyramid has 4 sides, and in this we're going to 4 different pyramids.
The pyramid has 4 sides. That sounds like a really interesting.
Unless it's a
Shishu,
5-sided pyramid.
if you could do me a favor, and please
Yes.
roll for me a d20, because you seem to have the most, you're the closest to Lagok. So if you just roll a d20 for me.
Well,
Because it is 8:30. I said this would happen.
19.
19?
Mm-hmm.
Man, you guys are really rolling well on behalf of these NPCs. Then you needed much lower than that. Very good. As you're sitting here, XigXag, you hear something. A flapping of wings. Sort of distinct. None of the brickboard seem to notice it first. Would you make a perception check for me, XigXag?
and the thing here, Lord Buku, is I don't want to discount your talents and tactics and abilities here, and you are the sort of the best strategist amongst us, 100%. That is non-negotiable.
23.
And let's rely upon my strategy acumen here. And
I think maybe you can help us figure
I
out
know
this
what I
plan of
feel.
this plan of attack that we can, because we're going to go to all 4 pyramids. I think that's inevitable.
I would agree. I just would like us to be on
You really
the same
don't have
page.
to. At a game, you don't have to go to all 4.
I
have
100%
to go
disagree.
to
I hear a
the-
voice from the sky telling me we don't have to, and this
No,
one
why
time I'm
would
going to
we-
disagree with anyone.
Why would we ever not do that?
Yeah, I mean, they all have treasures. So,
XigXag. XigXag.
We
Yes.
all do everything unanimously.
Everyone does everything all of the time. XigXag, with your 23, you look off in the distance, and with your sharp eyes, and actually probably now even your scent, although it may even be a bit further than this, approaching this encampment in the distance from the purple mist is a black bird.
Ooh.
It sort of just and it seems to be flying this way.
Like bird.
Yes.
I pointed that to everybody.
All right.
Oh, hey, girl.
There is a bird. I suppose.
Oh, is that
Is it like a
a monstrosity or a horror? I don't
bird-sized
care.
bird or
Look,
a
we need to
gigantic
figure
bird?
out-
Does it have like an abyss head?
It seems to be a smaller.
Coming to
bird.
reclaim the sword? Okay.
Like it's just like it seems to
Doesn't
be
really put us on.
and in fact, as it gets close, some of the Brickborn start grabbing like arrows, and they're like, "It's a spy," and they're sort of moving to shoot it.
No.
Birds of this are an ill omen here.
No, then shoot it. Kill it.
No, this is a
No.
reverse good luck bird.
It is.
So
Then don't shoot it.
very well.
Thank you, Booger.
The sort of Brickborn wait, and sure
No,
enough,
don't do that.
this blackbird sort of like flies, makes a quick circle overhead before diving down and landing on this table in front of all of you. It is a raven. Its eyes, however, have a light purple mist that seems to kind of like waft and effervesce out of them softly, sort of this odd misty sublimation. It kind of
And what is it saying? You understand everything?
Elon, you cannot understand this bird speak. There is no real language in it, but I say XigXag and Tongart and I think Elon, really. You have an 18 passive to Elon, I believe, or pretty much everyone but Shishu notices that there is some parchment wrapped around both of this bird's legs.
I want to try to pet it.
I was gonna hold out like one of the dates for it.
It
I'd
pecks at the
like
date
to
and
just
then just doesn't take anymore.
take the parchment off carefully with my giant claws.
Okay.
Oh, they're not that giant then.
Yeah, but you can take the thing off. There's two pieces of parchment.
Okay.
Um,
What's written on them?
On the first one is written a simple message in a very elvish sort of hand. And it says, basically it just says with no, it just says dragons, comma. I am trying to soothe the dark powers for your release. These negotiations have not been fruitful thus far. Do nothing to upset the balance. Sort of stay put and stay safe. Signed, Konosibi, Warden of the Mist.
That was one of the dark elves that we.
That was the dark elf who sort of, and she's a spirit medium, and she was from here and all that nonsense. Remember, the other one.
Wait, we did something for her, right? Like we.
No.
Vanquished her.
She was kind of rude to us, and
She was not happy that resources were being spent on you guys. She kept saying there's a lot going on in the mist right now. On the other talon is a message in an orcish hand that's sort of written in draconic. Simply says, you can send a message back if you are alive. It's from Lagok, sort of. I guess it would be send a message back if you are alive. I'm very concerned about you. I would urge you to just try not to get mired in any other business while you're there. But
We just have like 4 or 5 stops and then we'll be back.
but privately, the word sort of says, and there's like a ... and it basically, Lagok says, you will probably have to find your own way out.
Yeah.
L.
Oh yeah.
So basically, to recap these two messages, one is from Konosibi saying, as your attorney, I urge you to stay put and not do anything. I'm working to get you released. It's taking more time. They're not receptive to the stuff. We're going to go to the Supreme Court. And the other one from Lagok says, you guys should probably bust out of prison. I don't know if they're going to be able to get you out.
Prison break.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we should let Lagak know that we're alive so that she's not worried.
Yeah, it's like.
Oh yeah.
We can tell her that
Like,
we're not
you're
engaged
good.
in any we're not engaged in any business. We're just toppling an empire to free a bunch of slaves and get more powerful along the way.
Yeah. No, it's true. Made
It's
a
not
lot
business.
of good friends.
It's progress.
Miss you bunch.
Yeah, I
Can't wait
do
to
miss
see
you.
you soon.
Are you okay? Send us a letter back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
What's
say
Yeah,
Lord
not what
Buku with no role required knows that this letter is this exchange here is probably a very big deal. So probably
Yeah,
not
just-
getting
yeah,
any more
just like-
letters.
Oh, it's just like, yeah, we're just, write it to them that we're good. We'll be doing stuff. Take care of yourself. Happy that you're fine.
Okay.
Knee deep in pyramids.
Yeah.
Who's writing
You-
this?
Who has the nicest
I've already written my
penmanship?
opinion.
Probably
Yeah,
the.
I would
Alright, so
totally
Buku
agree with
should put this
Buku.
down. Actually, Shishu probably does too. Elon, as this conversation is happening,
Shishu has like the heart on the eyes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
whereas Buku has like the flowing script.
Yeah.
as this
So-
conversation is happening, Elon, there's a voice in your head again. You don't need anyone's help, and you know it. You can do something special here, Elon Buteros. Your name can be legend.
And you hear me whisper, "It already is."
No. No. Not like this. Elon,
Oh my god.
you need to disrupt. You need to streamline. You need to eliminate inefficiencies.
Oh my god.
You need to innovate.
But I know
What's
it's like
cooler than 1,000,000 platinum pieces? 1,000,000,000 platinum pieces.
Oh no. He wants to be a billionaire.
I know we probably won't get a letter back, but you should still ask how Lagak is in the note. It's just
I will
courtesy.
put it down. I will put it down.
What
Absolute.
are you prepared to do, Elon Buteros?
I'm gonna go over to our buddy, the Brick Man,
Mhm.
and be like, "Which way to the whispering stuff?
Which way to what?
The tomb of the
Oh, the
whispering."
Tomb of the Gentle Breeze? Oh.
Yeah.
He starts giving you some directions.
I start walking.
Ellen, where are you going? You forgot your t-shirt.
You know what?
T-shirt.
It's not that where the voice is coming from.
Maybe you gotta maybe just drink a little more water before you wander off in the desert.
Yeah, I'm
Hydration
good.
is important.
I'm gonna try to catch up to Elon.
Okay. You can sort of jog after him. I mean, you're in. I guess you probably put your plate mail on, so you're kind of. Yeah, you might catch up
sinking
to
into the sand.
Yeah.
Hey, Elon, friend.
Mm.
I think we just need a little bit more of a plan before we go into one of these things. If we want to head here, that's fine. But I just think we sort of maybe need to come up with maybe get a little more supplies before we go down in there. We need so much rope last time, you know.
I mean,
and torches.
yeah. No, I think that so there's a period of time where we can try to be as prepared as we can be, but there's also a period of time where you just need to seize the market. You know what I mean? We can't afford to just sit and be back-footed on this. Okay?
I mean, I understand. I appreciate the initiative, but like, I mean, I feel like they've been trapped there for a while. They're probably trapped there a little longer.
A little bit more on like an agile methodology. Come on.
You really feel this strongly about this? That this is where we need to go?
No, we need the collapsible pyramid first.
I feel like we just need to I feel like we just need to move. We just need to stop.
You're gonna be okay if we go get this collapsible pyramid? That'll help us carry all this stuff.
I think that we should probably just do this right now. I think that like it's a stretch goal if we do this other pyramid, given the fact that it is, the most difficult one. I think we just need to get a simple win on our belt here, get a good product market fit, and then we're good.
Well,
let's go.
Well, if you feel this strongly about it,
so who's gonna carry all this shit then?
I guess we're gonna have to leave some of this behind. We gotta kind of pick what our essentials are. If we'll just have to leave it behind like we did with the other armor. Just bring our essentials.
Yeah.
So at least, Alon, can you wait until we sort of offload some of that stuff before we go off here? But if you feel it strongly, I'm gonna support you on it.
No, I'll give. We can do it. I just want to make. We just need to make a decision here. So yeah.
All right, Eldo, would you all sort of watch some of the things that we came out of there with?
Eldo the Seer says this is foretold. This place is called the Temporary Horde. That's what. See, everybody thought that this couple jackals that meant something else, but none of you even look at these, so it doesn't matter. I just know what it really. Yes, you can lead your stuff here. I demand more respect from the rest of you.
All right, be careful with this one.
Tura's dead. Do we believe all of this?
Be careful. Be careful with this one. It's real fragile. I'm gonna hand him the ruby statue of the beholders mating. It's real fragile. Just be careful with that one.
Oh yes. The Elder the Seer needs this for his private study. Oh boy. I didn't know the eye stalks went. You could put things into them like that. Oh dear. I guess though, is the group going to vote on a location? Is that what's happening? Elon is sort of insistent that you go to the Tomb of the Gentle Breeze. XigXag very strongly thinks you need to start with.
XigXag just wants to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Instead of talking.
The Tomb of Infinity.
Yep.
We should begin. I think I'm actually with XigXag on this one. We should begin with the pyramid within the pyramid.
It sounds like those are the only two options. So why don't we put it to? There are 5 of you. Let's put it to a vote.
Yeah.
So all in favor of the Tomb of the Gentle Breeze.
I got my t-shirt on already. Might as well follow through.
Understood. And Shishu supports that as well. So that is only 2 for the Tomb of Infinity.
No, yeah.
For the record, that's XigXag and Lord Buku.
Yes, Tomb of Infinity.
Well, as long as we are going instead of just talking.
And maybe I mean, this sword says it can like sort of shape the wind, right? Maybe we can just keep all of our stuff swirling in like a tornado.
No,
I mean,
it doesn't work like that.
We don't know.
Look,
We gotta find the sword.
Sure, it doesn't.
I think
I
if
don't
we are
want to
going
say
to go
that's
to
a
this,
stupid idea, but it is a stupid idea.
if we are going to go to this other tomb, I would like to I would like some assurance, Alon, that we don't make moves without consulting us. As you have apparently grown, I have as well, and understand that making maneuvers that affect everyone without consulting everyone are frowned upon.
Yeah, well, that would be the sign of a weak leader. So, yeah.
Yeah, so let's not free Paul without a discussion.
Oh, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I believe
Of
we're all in
course.
agreement on that.
Yeah. No,
Alright.
I have no problem with that.
Okay, because you weren't just like walking off.
Hey, a good leader knows how to disrupt and get consensus, which is what we have, and now it's time for us to go.
That's
You're still acting a little weird, but okay.
That's very weird. A good leader disrupting is not typically what I would associate.
Confidence.
Well,
Yeah, I
that
know
is something you
confidence.
are certainly not lacking in.
So,
Confidence.
as the dragons sort of divide, to kind of basically leave behind much of the treasure and only take with them sort of weaponry and magic items that might provide more use. And I would imagine Lord Buku is going to take that amulet with him, even if it's not,
It is permanently a part of my body now.
But Elon, as
I
this
will not be
happens,
leaving the mask behind.
you hear a voice in your head once again, and I want you to. I'll basically say you don't have to make an insight check if you don't want to, but you're beginning to more think that something is talking to you and it's not just your own mind. But the voice says, "You still haven't answered the question. There is only one right answer. What are you prepared to do to change things forever?"
Anything. Well, except for hurting my sister.
Aww.
Of course. No one would ever want that.
No.
In the distance, thunder rolls. XigXag, you notice around Elon, there's just the faintest hint of that purple mist again.
Oh.
Just a faint bit of it. I mean, you see it here or there as you go, but as you all prepare to set out to the Tomb of the Gentle Breeze.
If it rains, I might need some help walking in the armor. I'm just saying. I want to prep you all for that. I'm still kind of getting the hang of it. If this becomes wet mud we're walking in, it's gonna be real hard.
I'll carry you if it need be.
Well, thank you, Lana. I appreciate that.
Actually, isn't that impossible? Can't you not be?
Yeah, if you're in there, then you can't. No one can move you.
We'll just use him as our waypoint. Put all of our.
Just come back and find me later.
Him.
Ellen, I want you to roll one more insight check. DC's a little lower now, we'll phrase it like that.
It is a 13.
13. Whatever, you're just the most interesting thoughts are popping into your head. You're confident, even if you have any minor suspicion of is something talking to me, you know that it cannot be charming you, and you know that you're too smart to be manipulated.
Yeah, I mean, hey, here's the thing. If it's my own thoughts, or if it's someone else's thoughts that happen to be very good thoughts, does it matter?
So you can tell all of those things except for if they're good thoughts or not.
No, I know they're good thoughts.
As the thunder rumbles in the distance, largely in response to Elon giving some parameters. Anything but hurting my sister.
Oh God.
As you all begin to make your way across the sands to the Tomb of the Gentle Breeze, we are going to end part 1 of Here Be Dragons and go on a little hiatus now for a few months.
Oh my God.
As you venture out there and the dark powers look down from the mists on Elon, someone with a perspective they've yet to really see. They could do things so much more efficiently. that is where we are going to be ending part 1 of Here Be Dragons. Super fun, guys.
So Alon, basically what you would say is that you would do anything for power, but you won't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that's.
And as I think anyone with any sense of narrative understanding of horror, they were just said that they're like, cool, that's all he'll have to do.
He's basically gonna slaughter all of us.
Yeah, you guys aren't as important, but he's gotta hurt his sister. Wonderful times. I want to thank everyone for watching Here Be Dragons. We'll be back kind of in late summer with this game. I guess I am going to announce. I was going to announce this. I'll just mention this tonight and tomorrow. In 3 weeks from tonight, we're actually going to take a couple weeks off here on Sundays just to kind of recharge and do stuff. Although I might pop on, at some point just for like a random, session of something. Who knows? I guess it is 3 weeks from tonight. Is May 1st. And on May 1st, we will be returning to some Star Wars games. Huh? That's right. I had so much interest in my Star Wars, in doing another Star Wars game, that we're going on hiatus here. Templeflight's about to go on hiatus Sundays and Mondays. I got 2 of them. One's a really long time ago, and one's a pretty long time ago. Both in a galaxy far, far away. Yeah, super excited about this stuff. Someone's already busting it up. So we'll have more info about that soon. But we do have Star Wars coming at you in 3 weeks' time. We might be on one of these Sundays just talking around or whatever stuff. But thank you all so much for watching Here We Dragons. This is such a fun game. I want to say a special thanks to all the players in this game because you guys really have created such fun characters who
I'll miss them for a little while.
Yeah, but see, I think that's like there's an absence makes the heart grow fonder sort of situation, and I'll be very excited to come back to them and apparently put you through 4 dungeons is what you're telling me.
At least 2.
It doesn't matter because something will happen halfway through the first dungeon,
And then we'll
go do that.
Something. I swear
we're about to go free an incredibly powerful entity, which assuredly we're going to make some sort of bargain with.
This campaign will end with a single session in which every single thing you've said you do is just described as happening as like a cascading. So then I give the thing to this guy who fixes the sword, which you give to that guy, and he does this and then anyway, yeah. So boom. At the end of it, you're level 20.
Once you make it clear that it's the last story mission, I will go complete everything else before I do the last story mission.
Yes.
I think that we're all gonna die by this aberration, and then we'll have a life review of choices we should have made.
It'll be like defending your life.
Yeah, things we should have done, which is all the things we didn't get done.
I love that Alon.
I like to give them us a cookie ending.
Yeah, exactly.
Aww.
I just the idea that Alon's like, yeah, let's go free this thing, because it's just the unspeakable horror. It's like free us so we can consume reality. It's like just.
I never said anything about consuming reality.
If you ask.
Sounds like a disruption to me.
It might not. It won't be your reality.
It's destructive. And as soon as you
I just love how the
rebranded it to
Buteros.
Paul, what's that, Buku?
I just love how the Buteroses are just barbarians. Just one is a magical barbarian, one's a physical barbarian.
One's an economic barbarian.
Yeah, one's a fiscal barbarian. That's great.
What would you call a fiscal barbarian?
I think of myself as a fiscal barbarian.
My God.
Have you met my Horn of Valhalla, guys?
I tried talking with them. We didn't really jive.
Didn't really.
So I thought live and let live on that one.
They're like, bah, bah, bah. They talk so much crazy
Oh my
stuff.
god, I got Pierce, I think the best I've ever gotten him. I feel like
Oh my god, I'm so glad I wasn't drinking water during that. Oh my god.
Oh. Leadership is inspiring culture change. What's amazing is
Where
I'm
do you
watching
get all this gibberish from? I don't know.
I'm watching.
If you
I'm
gave
watching
me
We Crash
unlimited guesses, if you gave me unlimited guesses, and a fill in the blank on leadership is, I would not have come up with that.
But like, if anyone here is watching We Crashed, I could so imagine Anne Hathaway on
I've
that show.
been watching The Dropout, and it's the same thing.
It's there. It's different. Yeah, different. Like I could so hear saying, leadership is inspiring culture change. That's what leadership is.
Plus, Elon has his like Elizabeth Holmes vocal modulation thing that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will be watching The Dropout. I intend to watch that next, because it's really it's upsetting how compelling these people are. It explains sort of why they've succeeded at the insane things they do. Because there's something about when someone comes up to you with that much confidence and sounds that crazy, you're kind of like, I guess I should give them my money.
Yeah.
They all get away with it too. Every single one that I see, they all get away with it.
Yeah. So we should also just in case, because we did have, I don't know if they hung around, but we did have like a raid right at the beginning of this.
Oh, thanks, Raiders.
From Fruit Newt. But in case they're still around, maybe since this show is ending, we should maybe tell them about the other shows we do still have continuing on our channel.
We do still have other shows. So, or for anybody watching VOD, which I know we also have a lot of people do. So yes, on Monday nights, we have just a couple more sessions, one or two, and it's honestly depends on how fast they do stuff, of a game called Temple Flight, which is our superhero game. Super fun stuff. That's at 7:30 tomorrow night on Pacific time on Mondays. On Tuesdays, we have a game called Gray in the Dark, our noir game, where things are getting morally ambiguous in a really fun way. And then on Fridays, we have Blood from a Stone, our horror game, where we are back in Merkshire. And I have to say, as much as I love Paradise and as much fun as Heistales was, Merkshire is the one that's not funny. Like, I don't make jokes in Merkshire. I just say, I just tell really scary things and it freaks everybody out and it's delightful. So yeah, check out all of our shows. Anybody want to say stuff or plug stuff or any of that good stuff?
Oh, I gotta go.
You have to go because you're hours and hours ahead of us. Yes, thank you so much. It was great seeing
falling
you.
asleep, yeah.
Wonderful playing with you.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye. That's a season 1 wrap on Lord Buku Bazan.
Tuesdays at 5. Come and watch me stream some ridiculous games. Andrew's trying here on Twitch. I would love to see you all there.
This Tuesday at 2:30, before you stream with Andrew, I am going to be cooking live on Instagram. I'm making some shakshuka. It's going to be awesome.
Ooh, my favorite.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, anybody want to Manzukis?
Yeah, sure. Severance is absolutely great, and it just had its finale, and it's phenomenal. So check it out.
Really,
it's super weird.
Didn't know that was the
dark.
finale, and didn't care for that being the finale. I would like more episodes immediately.
Exactly.
I mean, I also do care for it, but I'm like, oh. Boy.
Yeah. It was also, it had the audacity in a unbelievable trend in a streaming world where things get more and more bloated as they go on. This show. Longest episode is the first one, and its shortest episode is the last one. Yeah, it gets shorter and tighter as it goes on.
It's really fun stuff. Vanda, do you want to mention stuff you're watching? Or?
Sure. HBO has a documentary about Tony Hawk. I had no idea who the hell he was, but I just watched it because why not? And it was a really good one. I really enjoyed it.
That is awesome.
So it was fun, and it was kind of fascinating. And if you like skateboarding, or if you don't, give it a try.
Fair enough. Well, great. Well, thank you all so much for watching. The dragons will be back, as they have multiple.
Yeah, just like at the end of the credits, the dragons will return.
I just realized. ... I set this up wrong. Maybe we'll do a thing. One thing I could do for you people is we could do a time jump. I don't want to skip the one you're going to because now you have stuff there, but maybe I could just time jump and say that you made it through 2 of the other 2 lesser dungeons or something. Like, I'm gonna consider if there's a means of doing that, or maybe we'll do like a dragon one shot of like some like where it's not an actual game, it's like a dungeon simulator. Where you play it as like a sim game where it's like, how much dungeon stuff can we raid before our
You've got like 3 months to figure that out.
That's fair. But awesome stuff. So I love these dragons. We will be back with dragons in a few months' time. But until then, one last time, I will say some ending that I still haven't landed on for this show, but tonight we'll go with Roar Loud